This is INCRadio, DCEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesia ni Cristo.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to INCRadio, Washington, D.C. Satellite Studio. I'm your host today, Nidal Ibarra, and here I have with me
Yvette Castellano.
Elisa Mojica.
Good morning, you all. I'm glad you both joined with me today because I'm really excited about today's topic. It's very different, very unique with our show. And here we're going to talk about sewing, the basics to sewing, and how can we start the beginner stuff with it, you know? So I'd like to ask you, so Yvette here, actually, she has been sewing for a little bit as like a little hobby. So how would you say you got into sewing?
So I got into sewing because when I moved here, we were walking around and we saw a fabric shop. And then we went inside and we're like, oh my gosh, like this is really cool. And they're like, yeah, we teach sewing classes.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, that's like a fun way to like meet people and, you know, to learn a new hobby. So I took some sewing classes over winter. So I took like a basics into sewing and then like how to sew garments. So like how to like make your own clothes.
What?
How long has it been? Like, what year did you start?
This year.
What?
Yeah.
This year?
Yes. It's a new hobby.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a new hobby.
That's awesome. So what would you say your favorite projects are so far?
My favorite projects so far are making bags because they're square.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, so you think
true.
it's like an easy cut?
It's very easy to cut and there's no corners. You know, it's kind of really straightforward, very easy to follow. And it's, for me, compared to a lot of other hobbies that I've done, like knitting, crocheting, like needlepoint, I feel like sewing is very a tangible and like quick-ish, you know, like hobby to like get something that you want.
Now you mentioned knitting as well. How would you differentiate between sewing and knitting? Because I know some people may not know what the difference is.
So knitting is you basically have two needles and then you have yarn. And then you'll make different shapes or different stitches to create something like a sweater. Like, you know, like those really thick wool sweaters. You use that.
Or a blanket, right?
Or a blanket or socks.
So would
mittens. Yeah,
you
you could-
say like with knitting you can create something, while with sewing you can like more of like fix something together?
I mean, I think that with either of them, they're both creating. But I think with sewing, it's really thinking something out of nothing. You know, you're looking at a fabric and then you're just imagining like what could the fabric be. You know, it's kind of like painting.
Yeah.
Or like people who do sculpture. You know, like how you hear some people who do like clay sculpture. They're like, oh, you know, I just look at the clay and then I know that it wants to be like a vase. So like when I look at different fabrics, I'm like, oh, like this could be great pants. You know, this can be a shirt. I could make like a bag into this.
It's like already giving you an idea. Like when you see in the store, like, oh, make me
'Cause-
into a bag.
Because you know, like how you go into the store and you're like, I really wish that it looked like this.
Oh yeah.
You know, I
yeah.
really wish that this pattern was like
That's
in this
so
shape.
true. Like when you shop, you see something, you're like, oh, I wish this. I mean, I would buy it, but this thing isn't what I want.
Yeah, so it's very much like you could just do it yourself.
That's true.
And I think that's a great part in knowing how to do something by yourself. So From a scale from 1 to 10, I know this is going to be like basic 101 sewing that you're going to be showing us today, actually. What would you say the difficulty level would be from a scale from 1 to 10 with sewing and knitting? How would you put that on a scale?
I think the misconception is that with sewing is just machine, and it's actually a lot more prepping rather than machine.
Okay.
So it's basically a big portion of your time is measuring your material, gathering your material, and a lot of ironing. Yeah, so not a lot of people know, like, it's basically you're just ironing all the time. So every time you have, you do like a certain, when you're putting the fabrics together and you're sewing them, you'll have to, like, if you're going to put something over it, you'll have to iron it. So that kind of makes it look, there's a difference between like homemade and handmade.
Oh, really?
Wait, what do you mean?
So like, have you ever seen bags where you look at the bag and you're like, oh, it's like uneven, it's not finished right?
Yes.
That's the difference between like ironing and not ironing. So a lot of like, once you start to, like when I started sewing like clothes and different things, I started seeing in my clothes that there are a lot of mistakes.
So that would be handmade.
That would be like, well, it wouldn't be necessarily handmade, but you can see that like it wasn't like crafted very well. It was done in a very rushed job.
So what do you prefer, like homemade or handmade?
I mean, I would prefer, well, now I kind of just want to build, like my goal for 2026 is to build my whole wardrobe with clothes that I've made myself. So that's like the goal I'm setting for myself.
You're going to save a lot of money.
Yeah.
You would think.
Really?
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
That's because you're buying all the
fabrics,
materials. Yeah.
the fabrics are can
That's
get a little bit
true.
pricey, but
But, you know, since we have you here, thankfully, you get to show us a little bit more about how to even start. So can you show us what kinds of tools do we need
yeah.
to start sewing, like basic?
Yeah. So you would need a sewing machine. So
Okay.
a sewing machine, some scissors,
Okay.
a ruler, some needles, thread, and fabric. Those
Is
are
this
kind
what
of
you
the
consider a
basic.
ruler?
So this is a cutting mat. Oh.
Hey, no, that was a good question. I thought that would be
Yeah.
the ruler too.
Oh yeah, this is a cutting mat. It's actually self-healing cutting mat. So if you have a rotary cutter,
Oh.
it doesn't like cut through the
Oh.
fabric. Yeah. But this is great also for measuring your fabric so that you can see all of the different like measurements.
Sizes, yeah.
Yeah.
So I see that you have a sewing machine here. Is that like different from like can you tell a difference between hand sewing and using this machine?
Yeah. So with hand sewing, you know, it's much more tedious and it takes a lot more time, and it's only, you could see on your clothes that it's only like kind of like from one thread. With a machine, there's two threads, the top stitch and the bottom stitch, and they're going kind of simultaneously at the same time to create like that back and forth that you see with your shirt. So if you look like at your shirt, right, you'll see that these were all made by machines. So you'll see that the evening of the stitches are all even, they're all straight, and they're all finished.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. I feel like that's something you wouldn't do with your hand. I feel like that would take
Yeah, it would
forever.
take a long time to make, and the evenness of these stitches, you know, there's certain tensions that you put into your machine that make it so that it's very polished and very even. And that.
So, what would you say a good first project would be for someone who's just starting? And would it be something that like you might have with us today?
Yeah, so a great first project would be a tote bag, because I feel like it's something very simple. You don't need too much material, and it's very basic stitching that you could do.
Oh, show us.
Yeah, so basically we're gonna do some movie magic, and so this is what you would typically get from a fabric store. So it'll be you would do yardage. So you would probably need about, I would say, half a yard of fabric.
Okay.
You know, if you're making a bag, you would want something maybe a little bit more stronger, like a canvas or duck canvas,
Okay.
so that it's more sturdy, and you don't have to use any sort of like interfacing
Okay.
with it. Okay, so from that, you're going to cut a. You're going to cut what is going to be on, what is it called, on the fold. So if your fabric is here, right, this is the fabric, and this is, when you're cutting it, you're going to fold it,
Okay.
right? You're going to cut on the fold. So you're going to cut on the fold a square of 15 inches here, and then 18.5 inches on the top.
Okay.
So what that looks like is,
Alexa, you're writing this down, right?
Yeah. In my head.
what that looks like when you cut on the fold is that if you see here, this square is 15 by 18.5, but then if you open it, it doubles.
Oh, so it's
In
like
length.
the same
Yeah.
size when you put it together.
It
Okay.
doubles in length. And then for the handles, there's two different ways you can do handles. You can either get something like webbing, which is already pre-done, and then you can just like stick it in. You know, you see this with a lot of other canvas tote bags. Or you can make your own and cut 2 strips of 4 inches width to 14.5 inches,
Okay.
but it's also on the fold.
What would you say like a common mistake people do when doing literally just this couple first steps?
I think it's cutting first before measuring.
Ah.
Yeah, so there's a term that's called measure twice, cut once.
Measure twice, cut once.
Yeah, so
That's
you
smart.
you definitely want to, if you're doubting yourself in the way that you're measuring your pieces,
Yeah.
you'll want to do it again.
I want to make sure.
You really want to make sure that you're cutting, you know, because fabric is expensive. You know, like it could get really pricey. So you want to be able to
Yeah, it depends on the
utilize.
quality as well.
Yeah.
You want to be able to utilize as much as you can with what you have. So once you get those together, you're going to take there. You're going to start with the handles, and what you'll do is you would make like a half, like maybe like a 3/8 seam allowance
Okay.
all along the edge, and you're going to
how
press
do you
them.
how do you make sure it's even?
This is my favorite tool. It's called a seam gauge.
Oh.
Oh,
yeah.
I never seen this.
So this actually shows you like precise measurements on how to, like what your seam is going to be.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so cool.
So you would take, I believe the handles were 1/4 of an inch.
Okay.
So
And
you're
that's not
going-
like a typical ruler
No.
thing. Okay.
Because this over here you'll see is that there are notches here, and those notches equate to how much seam you're going to do. So
that's cool.
when you have your seam, you'll measure it between these notches.
Oh. I thought you just eyeball it. Do you ever just eyeball?
I try, and then when you do that, you have another tool, and this is every sewist's best friend. It's called a seam ripper,
Whoa.
and it's basically for all the mistakes that you have, which you're going to make a lot when you're a beginner, and it's kind of, that's why you want to measure and, you know, be very precise, because then all of these stitches, you'll have to take them apart one by one.
Oh, I see.
But it doesn't ruin the fabric, no.
Not necessarily, as long as you're pretty gentle with it.
Okay.
Yeah. So you would iron all of here, all of there. You would iron the edges, and then you would fold it in half. So it would have like a really pretty edge. So
Ooh, what would that look like?
that would look like.
And I see that you also have this too, huh? Did you make that?
Which one? Oh yeah, I made the.
This one?
No.
This one.
That'd be pretty impressive.
That'd be great.
She made the rope.
I was so surprised. Like this one.
So it would look like this. So after you press and you
Ooh.
sew everything, you'll top stitch
Looks
like a
very
quarter
store bought.
or
Oh yeah,
like a 4-inch seam allowance.
that looks really good.
And then you'll make 2 of those. And then with your bag, you would sew a 1/4 of an inch seam allowance on the sides here.
Okay.
And then after you would, you're going to sew along the sides at a 3/8 seam allowance. So that looks like,
So when you say seam allowance, is that like a term you use with that thing you're holding on to?
yeah,
Okay.
that's how far apart your seams would be from the edge.
Okay, I see.
So 3/8 seam allowance, and then you would either do a zigzag stitch or overlock stitch.
What do you think is the easier?
to make
Yeah.
a finished edge? Well, zigzag is definitely the easiest.
Is that a setting you put?
Yes, there's a setting that we put
okay.
in the machine. But overlock stitches are basically stitches that overlock on the edge so that your clothes or anything that you put in here, it's not going to open. So you'll see this in a lot of your shirts, in a lot of your pants. You'll see that over inside of your clothing.
Oh.
You're going to see like an overlock.
Oh, mine's zigzag.
Is it?
No, this is an overlock.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, it's okay. We're learning.
Yeah, so this is like an overlock stitch. So you see how here they had a straight stitch here, and then they finished the edge here to overlock it.
That's really cool.
That's so cool.
How about me? How about me? Can I get a look?
So yeah, you also see straight stitch on the edge, and then
That looks like a zigzag.
they overlocked it here.
Oh.
Oh, that's
You
how
see
you find
that?
the good quality clothes.
You see
Did
that
they overlock
overlocking?
it?
Oh.
That's how your clothes don't.
Oh.
That's how your clothes don't
Rip.
apart.
That's smart.
Yeah.
We love that.
The more you know.
More you know.
And then afterwards, you're going to. With the bag, after you overlock everything, you're going to fold this into 1/4 to 1/2 inch seam
Okay.
allowance, and then a 1-inch seam allowance. Press everything, and then you can add in,
Press as an iron.
press as an iron, yeah.
Okay.
And then you can add in your straps.
Ooh, it's coming together
I
so
know.
quick. How are you
Add in
doing
your
this?
straps like that. And then once you
Nice.
add in your straps, you're going to sew 1/4 of an inch here all around the bag,
Okay.
right? So that's going to look like this.
Whoa, how did you do that? That was so fast.
So, so when you're doing that, it's going to, your bag is going to be inside out like this,
It looks so good.
right?
So you think you have to keep in mind that you're creating the bag inside out.
All of your clothes have been created inside out. Yeah. So all the overlock stitches, those are all done. And then these straps are now here. You would make the
Ta-da.
bag inside out, and it's basically almost finished. So there are 2 ways that you could have like a bag bottom. You can have it like pointed corners, or you can have like a bag that has like a flat bottom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
so-
I know what you mean.
So if you have a flat bottom bag, you would cut this and then fold it and then sew.
Yeah.
If you want to just pointed corners, it'd be
Oh.
like this.
Oh, cool.
But your bag is basically done.
Yay. Go ahead and show everyone.
Your bag is basically done. And then the last thing you would do would be to stitch a box stitch here so that the handles will stay up.
Okay.
Because if you don't, the
Oh,
handles
yeah, they look.
are going to go
Yeah.
Okay.
in. Yeah.
Okay.
You think with you learning how to sew, whenever you shop, you look at those details.
Yeah.
You do? Are you
It
more
really-
critical?
It's really hard.
Does it prevent you from like buying
Yes.
specific things? Oh,
That's a good thing, though. You know what's
That's
worth
true.
to buy.
Yeah, yeah. You can definitely see it. You know, like I don't buy any more like zippered pouches or
What?
pouches because I
Really?
could just make it.
oh, that's so true.
You know, it's just
Now, would you say that there are certain materials or objects that are really difficult to work with?
yeah.
Like what?
Like silk.
Oh, like this?
Yeah. Stuff like that where it's very slippery.
Mm-hmm.
It's really hard to work with because it has a tendency to like snag,
True.
you know. So you have to be very delicate. And they're also quite expensive too to work with.
Wow.
Yeah.
Would you add a zipper to this?
You could if you added more fabric. So I would. So this is actually the finished bag now.
Wow.
Cute.
So this is the finished bag, but instead of the pointed edge that we had here,
Oh yeah, I see the difference.
instead of the pointed edge that we had here,
Oh,
you can it actually has a flat.
I actually like the flat one.
I like the flat one.
It looks more spacious.
Yeah, it's not like, you
Yeah.
know.
So if you look at them side by side,
Aw, that's so cute.
That is cute. Can I have one of them?
yes.
I call dibs.
But yeah, so this is how it would look like. And from here, you can really, you know, customize it. You can add, I've seen people add like an inner lining to it of a different color.
Yeah.
Or you can add pockets. You can add different like key charms or key fobs on here.
Yeah.
Even different patterns.
Different
That's true.
patterns. You can also take different fabrics and quilt them and make like a patchwork.
Okay.
Patchwork is
So-
cute.
Yeah.
Now,
So there's so many things, you know.
I want you to be super honest with us.
Ooh.
Ooh, scary. but you know, this seems like really fun, and at the end of the day, some people are also trying to save money. How much would you say all of this costed you? Do you think you saved money?
I think with so the machine is kind of like, I would say about like $800.
You said 800.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
But you do have machines that are more, because this is like an automatic machine and it's brand new. But
Yeah.
you can also get like older machines or or just mechanical machines that are probably like around like $100 or $200. It really just depends on like your preference.
Yeah.
But material wise, like the fabric I got from IKEA for I think $12, and it's like a big piece of fabric I got. And
Not sponsored, by the way.
not sponsored. And then I think all the other tools, thread, scissors. I think if you're talking about just cost alone,
Say that this is
if
not
this
in the
is
picture.
not in the picture, this bag probably cost like $5 to make.
That's all I need to hear.
Yeah.
So yeah,
And you get to customize it any way you like.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's really great. I think, you know, just having a hobby alone is really important because I feel like when someone's like, "Oh, what do you like to do?"
Yeah.
It definitely like identifies who you are as a person.
Yeah.
Like if you say, "Oh, I'm getting to know you for the first time," and I'm like, "Oh, what do you like to do for fun?" And you're like, "Oh, I love sewing." I would be
Yeah.
like, "Oh, she's very maybe introverted." Maybe is that true?
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. See.
It's a good conversation starter, and you could connect in different ways, even if you don't even have that hobby.
And it's also, I use a lot of my products I use it in gift giving too.
Oh, and I feel like that's
So-
so much more meaningful.
Because it's coming from the heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like you're always like I'm always thinking I'm like, oh my gosh, they're gonna really love this.
Yeah.
they're
You're just
really
thinking
gonna-
about them the entire
Yeah,
time.
like and I'm just like
Yeah.
I'm like my the way that I care about people, I like to give them things.
Aww.
So like when I'm like making something for someone, I'm like they're gonna really appreciate it because like this was like made by me, like with my time.
Oh, I
Like
love
that.
Oh,
that.
I like that. Yeah. Oh.
What would you say for the both of you, and yeah, including you, if you, even if you don't know how to sew, what would be the one thing you would sew for the rest of your life?
Oh, pants.
Pants. That's important.
Yeah, because the pants like sizes
Yeah.
are very very skewed.
Oh, that's true.
You know,
yeah, it's
and
different.
there's never a good pair of pants.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like that is easy to find. You always have to like buy
Yeah.
and buy and buy.
I think I agree on that because I buy a lot of pants. I like the design, but my problem is always the length.
Mm-hmm.
So my mom always ends up fixing the length. So if I were to, if
Because
I
you're
could,
so tall.
yeah,
you know?
because of that, yeah. So if I could fix the length, if I could sew, then I'd sew pants.
Mm,
What about you?
that's a good one. Pants. I would say dresses. I love dresses, and dresses are so expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when you think about all the dresses you've bought, they range from like $20, not on sale.
Yeah.
Not on
Yeah.
sale. $20
So
to like hundreds of
yeah.
dollars.
Yeah. So you can might as well create your own that you like.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So can you like make us a dress or something sometime soon? Is that okay?
That'd be so
That's
cool.
Okay.
it's gonna take a long time.
That's
Yeah.
I'm really excited though, like to have this bag, and I'm happy to have learned, and you have learned to sew like the basic 101 stuff.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for
Yeah.
teaching us, and we're excited to like start sometime soon.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Maybe today. But as much as I want to talk about this so much more, I would love to know your personal greetings.
Oh, I like to greet my family in New Jersey and my husband.
Oh, I love that.
And I like to greet my mom because she sews my clothes and thank you. I love you.
Oh, that's awesome for both of you. And, that's a wrap for today's episode. And before we go, we'd like to extend our heartfelt thanks to those who make it all possible for their unstoppable support. We'd like to thank our INCRadio Washington, D.C. family for supporting our broadcast always. And especially to Brother Sidney R. Santos, our district supervising minister, Brother Richard Soterio, our assistant district minister, Brother Audric Dulai, our district CFO overseer, Brother Tyler Worthen, our district multimedia advisor, Brother Emmanuel Andaya, our executive producer, Brother Wally Taray, our station manager, our dedicated INCRadio Kuya Tex here and in the Philippines. We would also like to give our special thanks and greetings to Brother Angelo Iranio Vimanalo, our deputy executive minister. We would like to give our thanks to Brother Eduardo V. Manalo, our executive minister in the Iglesianicristo Church of Christ, for allowing us to have programs like today's show here on INCRadio. And thank you so much again for tuning in and letting you spend part of your day with us. And we hope you enjoyed it. And if you like today's show, be sure to give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so that you never miss out on what's coming next. Until then, catch us again next week right here on INCRadio Washington, D.C. Satellite Studio every Saturday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. And remember, stay inspired, stay connected, and stay
Unstoppable.
Woo! Bye, everyone.
Bye.